Get in my belly! Get in my belly!
You don't know what to do with that belly? Where did all that fat come from? Do you think it will never go away and just keep growing? As the belly progresses and the hip increases, this can bring on cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes. Hormones like testosterone, insulin, leptin, and ghrelin make a vicious cycle that conditions you to accumulate even more fat, which in turn makes it even more difficult for you to lose it all. From the moment your waist grows more than your hips, this also increases medical problems. And besides, you undoubtedly feel uncomfortable with the appearance. But wait!
What?
You can lower the waist and also reduce the abdominal fat. But before we get to that, please consider subscribing to our channel and hit the bell to receive more videos. The first mistake that beginners make is to start doing abdominal exercising rigorously and only doing that. It has been demonstrated how difficult it is to reduce that abdominal fat by exercising your abs only. In one study, which lasted 12 weeks, it was compared how the loss of fat went in one leg which was exercised and another leg which was not exercised. At the end of the study, there was no significant difference in fat loss between the two legs. In another study, only one arm was exercised while the other was not. And at the end of it, there was no significant difference between the two as far as fat loss was concerned. In another, rather interesting study, the participants exercised only the lower part of the body, and this did significantly reduce the fat in the area. Likewise, participants who exercised only the upper part of the body also greatly reduced the fat in that region. In the end, the researchers deduced the 3 things are required to reduce belly fat. And the first one of these is high-intensity exercise. Therefore, for the abs, the training must involve a lot of weightlifting. In this case, the fat is mobilized by a process known as lipolysis. But this doesn't necessarily mean that the fat will be used as energy. If the fat is not destroyed by lipolysis, then this fat will accumulate once again where it was. A second stage would be to use exercises that burn a lot of calories, like cardio or resistance training on the whole body. The third element would be to maintain a permanent caloric deficit. But in reality, we would have to wait for a lot more studies to support these results. You don't necessarily have to wait for that to reduce belly fat. Therefore, the first thing you should do is improve your diet, instead of just lowering fat with your exercises. Actually, in this case, it is important what the diet would be, if it is low in fat or low in calories. Low calorie will maintain a calorie deficit, but with the low fat diet you still have to keep a check on your calories. There's also studies indicating that the low carb diet keeps your appetite low. The low carb diet keeps insulin low, which helps increase fat storage. An extremely important factor is the consistency of the person maintaining the diet. A study on 600 people on a low-carb diet and another group on a low-fat diet proved that adherence is the key to success of the diets. On the other hand, the study didn't show a lot of difference between the two groups when it came to lowering body fat. But beware! The idea is not to eat very little. Actually, the best plan is the plan that best suits you. If you want to lose fat without losing muscle, the first thing you have to do is the food option that you really enjoy. If you know that you will not be able to live without carbohydrates, then do not eat a strictly low-carb diet. Secondly, make a priority when it comes to protein. Proteins prevent you from losing muscle while defining and also increasing your metabolism during rest, as they need more energy to be digested. The third important point is to make a strategy of eating more instead of eating less. This leads to looking for foods that satisfy you without increasing calories. Therefore, replace ice cream and high-carbohydrate food with vegetables and also high-protein foods. There is a list of foods that satisfy hunger, which can be used to elaborate your diet more rationally. There is evidence that the foods which satisfy hunger more are natural unprocessed foods, while those that least satisfy it are the processed ones. A study was conducted in which subjects ingested two types of sandwich: the natural unprocessed and those made with processed foods. And it is evident that even the intake of carbohydrates was the same, the unprocessed ones needed more energy to be digested. In conclusion, a diet high in protein with foods that really satisfy you is a key to staying in adherence to a diet. Another factor that is crucial to lowering belly fat and maintaining it over time is to incorporate progressive strength training. In a study that involved more than 10,000 participants, researchers realized that lifting weights can be twice as effective in lowering the belly than doing cardio. Lifting weights, apart from increasing muscle mass and burning more calories after training, also increases metabolism during rest. In another study, bodybuilders were compared with a group with less muscle volume, and the bodybuilders were found to have a more accelerated metabolism during rest. These managed to burn up to 350 more calories during rest than the group with less muscle mass. Ideally, you should definitely do weightlifting 3 times a week, and also train all the muscles in your body. You should also seek to increase strength and muscle mass by increasing the weights from time to time. For those of you who want to do cardio and weightlifting, you should know that cardio is not as good for building muscle. Actually, cardio increases an enzyme called AMPK, which increases resistance but at the same time decreases muscle mass. In a nutshell, you should increase strength via weightlifting and take it easy on the cardio. And of course, there is the diet, which is also the key to lowering belly fat. We hope you enjoyed this video on Fit Fat Factor, and remember to subscribe to receive more videos like this one. We also appreciate any comments or suggestions. Until next time, stay healthy.